Hello everyone. Good evening. Good to see people joining in. Uh, Thank you so much for joining again. Hello. Should we start team or we wait for a few more minutes? Good evening, folks. Good evening, everyone. I'm fine, guys. How are you? Good evening. Where are you from? Okay, I'm from Mumbai. Okay, perfect. Uh, let's get started. I think just a few points before we start. Anything to do with attendance or anything that's admin related to the Let's Upgrade team, I think the team will be in touch on chat. I won't be able to respond to those queries, right? Anything to do with SQL or the session or the content that we are covering today, that I'll respond uh, or your chat messages. So this is happening on Zoom, right? So on Zoom chat, I'll be responding to the messages verbally. I'll monitoring the chat messages. I'll respond to the messages, right? Uh, Also, I think we covered a bunch of topics yesterday, so I'll do a quick revision for like 2 to 3 more minutes, and then we'll get started with the content for today. So the agenda for today is going to be slightly more advanced topics. We will do DML commands, so data manipulation language, insert, update, delete, all of that. And then we'll go into joins. I feel like joins is the most important topic in SQL, and no query, again, like no interview, no query is complete without joins, right? So we'll go through a bunch of examples. We'll go slow so that anyone who's not familiar with joins or has never heard of the term joins in SQL can also follow along. So let me just clarify, this session is meant to be a very beginner friendly session. So anyone who doesn't know anything about SQL can also follow along. Obviously, it'll help if you have seen the session yesterday, because we'll be continuing from that session, right? So let's get started. Let me share my screen. Hopefully this time it works fine. It's this Cool. Uh, Hopefully you're able to see my screen. Yes. Can anyone confirm? I think, yeah, I can see that it's working. Okay. All right. So let's get started. I'll just put the chat here so I can follow along. Yes, you can see my screen. Okay. So let's do a quick revision from yesterday. Just so you get into the zone, the SQL zone. So we'll do a quick revision for those of you who have already forgotten or not attended yesterday. I'll just quickly cover what we did yesterday, right? So we went over SQL use cases, all of that stuff. What is database? What is relational database? When tables are related to each other, right? All of that we did. More importantly, we actually came into MySQL Workbench. MySQL Workbench is your application where you actually write your code. All the code, all the databases, all the tables, all of it is available in MySQL for you to interact with, right? So that's what we did. We also created a database. If you remember, create database, SQL data, right? So we created this database. Where is it here, right? So this is where it is. SQL data is the database that we had created yesterday. We also created a table within SQL data called student. This had columns called roll number, S name, which was a student name, age, course, and we also went over data types, right? What are data types? Integer is basically numbers, varchar is alphanumeric things, so characters or string, right? Similarly, age is also an integer, course is also varchar, right? So we did that, and then we directly jumped into a table that I had created. Oh, by the way, I have uploaded, or at least I've made this script or code available with the team. So you should have it on the drive link that was shared with you. So this code is available to you whenever you want to look at it. Okay. We also did viewing the table, select star. Select star is what we use to view the table, view the contents of the table. Let me just run it quickly. So this is the table that we were working with yesterday. There was customer ID, customer name, country, age. So we did very, very simple stuff, right? Very, very simple stuff we did yesterday. Then if you want to view columns of the table, you can just specify the names of the columns. If you want to rename, you can use an alias using the keyword as, right? You can use the keyword as and rename the column temporarily. We also did limit. If you want to, let's say, limit your data to, let's say, 10 rows, right? Let me come here. Yeah, 10 rows. That is what it does. 10. So you just want to filter your data to 10 rows. First 10 rows is what this will show. We also did order by, which is what we used for sorting the data, ascending order, descending order, all of that we can do with this. If you want to, let's say, sort on age in descending order, which is highest to lowest, that is what we use here. Order by age. So you write the word order by, then the column name, which is age, and then you say DESC, which is descending. So we arranged from high to low, right? Descending is high to low. So the age got arranged in that order. If you don't specify anything, it will just sort it in ascending order, right? Yeah, so that's what it is. Then we did where clause. Where is used to filter your data. Filtering is basically just to get only a few rows of data on the basis of some specified condition. So here we have said age greater than 50. So age greater than 50, you just filter, you will get all the ages which are greater than 50. Simple stuff. Age greater than 50 and age less than 60, which is in between 50 and 60, not including 50 and 60. So I have not put greater than or equal to here. It is just greater than 50, right? So 50 here is not included. So if I run this, you get the ages which are higher than 50 and less than 60. If you want to include 50 and 60 as well, you can just put greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. So 50 and 60 will get included here. So 50 is included here, right? And then exactly same, if you want to just use one keyword, there's a keyword called between, which does the exact same thing as this. If you want to filter to data between certain data points, you can say between 50 and 60. So here 50 and 60 both are inclusive. So you will get 50 and 60 here as well. So 50 is here and 60 is here. Cool. So this is what we covered yesterday. Quick revision, very quick revision. I wanted to cover a few more things yesterday, but I think we ran out of time. So we'll get started where we left off yesterday. So let me come here, day 2. So again, this LU day 2 query will be made available. This code will be made available to you. Whatever we do today will be made available to you on your drive link, right? So don't worry about like the code. Just pay attention on what is happening. Try to figure out your concepts. I think the writing part, the coding part is not that difficult. Understanding the concept is the difficult part, right? Also, I think I got a sense that a lot of you had questions about career and tools and everything. And I think I left like 5 minutes yesterday for those questions. I feel like there were a lot of questions that I did not answer because we didn't have the time. So today I'll try to answer all those not related to SQL questions. Even if you put it on chat, guys, I won't be able to answer like in between, right? I don't want to break the flow of SQL. So if you have questions on tools or career, let's discuss in the last 10 minutes. For now, let's focus on SQL. Anything to do with tools, roadmaps, or whatever questions you have on my experience or anything you want to ask, you can ask me in the last 10 to 15 minutes. I'll leave for that. Okay. So for now, let's focus on learning part. Okay. So we have this table called customers. And again, this is going to be again very interactive like yesterday, and the code quality or the level of coding that we'll do will be slightly more advanced than yesterday. Yesterday was very, very simple, right? So we'll do slightly more advanced stuff, and feel free to chat on the message. I'll keep asking questions in between just to like test your knowledge and making sure you're following. So keep messaging in between so I know that you are understanding. And if you have any questions about this, obviously you can ask on the chat, right? Cool. So we did and condition yesterday. Let's jump to or. Let's write something here. Select star from customers where country equal to UK or country equal to, let's say, France. Can anyone guess what will this do? Any guesses here? What will this do? This query here? Or condition? What does the word or mean to you? Or like we did and, right? Yesterday we did and. It's the same thing. It's a word that we are using here to filter, right? Using the where clause, but instead of and we have written something else. Or, right? Yeah, select either UK or France. Simple. Yeah, give the result on any of these two. So if I have to tell you in very simple terms, what or does is either this or this is true. Either one is true, it will give you the result. Either country is UK or country is France, it will give you the result. So let's check. Let's just check this. Yeah, so you got UK or France, both the conditions, right? And condition, both, if you do and in between, both the conditions have to be true for you to get the result. But here, if you do or, either UK or France, if it finds in the country, it will give you the results. Yeah, or means if any condition is true, output is true. Correct. Perfectly put. Okay. It will pick UK and France. Okay. So simple condition, there is no limit to how many conditions you can check. For example, here, I can just keep on writing or conditions, or country equal to, or this or that. I can keep on writing as many countries as I want. There is no limit. Okay, it's not like you can just test for 2 or 3 conditions. You can test for unlimited number of conditions. Okay, obviously it'll slow down if you do a lot of conditions, but yeah, there's no limit to it. Okay, so let's move on to in. Let's move on to in. I'm writing something here. I think my chat is messing things up. Okay. Got a question. How to change country name permanently? I think you can uh replace you can create new column with the new name and then drop the old column. I think that's the best way to do it using some DDL commands. Okay, what did this do? In UK, comma France, what did this do? Is the result looking similar? Yeah, basically you got the columns, you got the values for countries UK and France, right? It is actually doing the same thing as or. It is actually doing the same thing as or. Even here you got UK and France. Even here you got UK and France, right? Which do you think is the better way? First one or second one? In. Second one. Yeah, second one. Second one seems like a better way because it's easier to write, right? You can directly write the entire list of countries. You can directly input the entire list of countries and it will give you the answer. Here you have to do or, it becomes a very long code. So whenever you have something like this where you have to filter to many things at once, the second one is a much better option, right? So in is a better option. Similarly, you also have not in. Similarly, you also have not in. So if I just copy paste this, I don't want to type it again and again. If I say not in UK or France, it will just filter out UK and France. It will give me everything else. It will give me everything else. There is no difference between the two. You can either use or use in. It's the same thing. Or is just a longer way of specifying. What does star mean? Guys, star, very basic. Star means all columns. Star means all columns. Select star from customers means all columns. Okay, select all columns. I'm not specifying which columns I want to select. I'm basically telling MySQL that I want all columns in the data. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's come to slightly uh, not very simple type of filtering. Let's do some somewhat uh, advanced filtering. Let's say select star from customers where country. I'm going to type something here. You tell me what happened. Okay, I'm going to type something here. You tell me what happened. And then I'll explain what happened. Okay, instead of this, let me do you. Because we have only one country in there. Okay. Can anyone guess what happened? Yeah, pattern matching. Start with a country. Okay, starts with A countries or U countries now. I had done A before. Now I've done U because A had only one country, so it's hard for you to tell what happened. So I did U countries. Okay. So U percentage means that give me all countries where country like U percentage. This means that give me all countries that have the first letter as U, and then after you, whatever happens or whatever is there, I don't care, right? Anything that starts with you, after you, whatever is there, give me everything, right? But it has to start with you. So the way to interpret this is the first letter has to be U. The percentage can be replaced by anything else. That is what it means, right? It will start with U and percentage can be replaced by anything else, right? Similarly, you can do whatever letter you want, right? I did U, you can do A, B, C. Like if I do F, it'll give me, I think France. I think France is probably the only country. Yeah, France is the only country with which starts from F, right? So that is how you can do matching. Where will you use this? Where will you use something like this? Yeah, you can use two alphabets also. You can also write it like this. You can use as many number of alphabets. It will work. You can use any combination of alphabets. It's fine. Where will you use this? First letter is in capital or not? Okay, so it depends on how your table has been defined, right? Here, let's say if I give F, not capital, still it's giving me the result, right? So table is not sensitive here. So it's fine. Sometimes they do define exact match where you have to write a capital letter, but here it doesn't matter. Yeah, we use this if we don't know the exact name. We don't know the exact name, right? When we know ki I want to figure out all students' names who are starting with A. I don't exactly know what all names are there, but I know I want to pull all the names that are starting from A. That you can do. Why percentage sign? Okay, percentage sign is the syntax that you use to tell MySQL that whatever wherever I've put percentage, it can be any other letters. For example, here, first two letters I want FR, first two letters I want FR, and then percentage can be replaced by anything. It's basically a wildcard. It's called a wildcard operator, where percentage can be replaced by anything. So if I had uh, something else, right? I can't think of another country with F, but whatever, like if you have USA and UK, U it starts, then SA or K doesn't really matter. Wildcard pattern, yeah. That's why percentage sign. Okay. 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 Now, what will happen if I do this based on the same concept? What will happen if I do this? Percentage A. What will happen? Any guesses? Ending with A. Yeah, perfect. Ending with A. It will show the last alphabet A. Okay, last alphabet A. Ends with A. Correct. Ends with A. So you have a bunch of countries that are ending with A. Again, it's not case sensitive. It is not case sensitive. So it has pulled all countries which are ending with A, irrespective of whether it's capital A or small a. Right? It is giving you all countries: Canada, Australia, USA, all of this. Right? Last letter A. So simple. Basically, think about it. So I usually, when I started learning SQL, right, I used to get confused key where to put percentage, starting or ending. Think of it this way. This percentage can be replaced by anything. If you remember it this way, you'll never forget where to put percentage in the end or in beginning. What this means is I want something that is ending with A and this percentage can be replaced by anything else. So now you won't forget. If I put this percentage here, it means that I want something that is starting with A and that percentage can be replaced by anything. Yeah, I'll come to the middle one also. I'll come to the middle one also. Okay. Okay. Now someone asked, what happens if I do this? Let's say something like this. Something like this. Right? Percentage S percentage. Let's see. Any guesses? What happened? Percentage S percentage. What happened? Okay, I wouldn't say have S in between because Spain is also there. See, Spain is also there. So it also gave you something that starts with S, right? If you write it like this, instead of saying middle, you can say it contains S. It contains S. What this means is it contains S. It doesn't matter where it is. Middle, beginning, end, doesn't matter. It has to contain S. That is what this means if you use percentage, right? Percentage. Okay. 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 I think some of the questions are like unrelated to this concept. Like if I have to pull first name from the entire name, you can't do it using this. You have to use some other string function. So I'm not going into that. Yeah, returns countries which contains the letter S. Returns, yeah, it could be wherever. Yeah, good way to put it. It could be wherever. Okay. Okay. Someone asked, can we use underscore? Can we use underscore? Yes, underscore is also an operator. Let's try. Underscore, right? So let's say U underscore. Okay. Let's see what happens. What happened? We got UK. But what is the difference between this underscore and that percentage then? Correct. It represents only one letter. It represents only one letter. For example, I have said U and underscore. I am telling MySQL, it has to start with U. Yes, it has to start with U. But after that, I want only one letter. After that, I want only one letter. That's why USA didn't come. If I replace this underscore with percentage, UK, USA, both of them come, right? UK and USA. So percentage means that it can be replaced by any number of letters and any letters. But underscore means that I can have only one character here after you. Okay. Now anyone tell me what will happen if I give two underscores? Which country will come? Yeah, that was, I think someone asked, can you use double underscore? Will UK, USA both come or just USA will come? Just USA, okay? Both, someone saying both. Okay, let's try. Best way is to check what is happening, okay? Let's try. Just USA. The correct answer is just USA because it is a very strict match. It is saying, I want something that is starting with you and I want it followed by two characters. I want it followed by two characters, okay? Cool. If we use percentage SA percentage, it will return SA beside or different. Sorry, I don't get your question, Jyoti. Can you reframe it a bit better? Uh, if you use percentage SA percentage, it will give you, okay, let's just try it. You are talking about this, right? Percentage SA percentage, something like this, right? So USA. It has to contain SA somewhere. It has to contain SA somewhere. If we use single underscore, UK and USA also will come. No, single underscore only one will come. See, I'll show you again. U and a single underscore UK, only UK, no USA. Okay. All right. Let's move forward. Okay, what does the word distinct mean to you? English mein, what is the word distinct meaning? Meaning of the word distinct. Have you heard the word distinct before? Different. Yeah, different. Correct. Different. Unique. Correct. Unique. You can call it unique. Okay. Correct. Exactly that. Basically, distinct means unique, non-repeating, different. You can call it many different ways. So let's do this. Let's say, yeah, Shrija, I'll come to your question. It is there in one of the string functions later on, last four characters. I'll come to that. I think I don't want to deviate from the topic, otherwise people will get confused, right? So let me follow the order. I'll address your questions. Okay. So first, let me do it without distinct. Okay. Select star from, or let's say select country from customers. Okay. Select country from customers. Okay. Can anyone tell me whether one country is coming multiple times or only one time? Is the country coming multiple times or one time? Right now, multiple. Yeah, right now it's coming multiple times. Why is it multiple times right now? I just said select country. Why is it multiple times? Why is it coming multiple times? Every row, correct. Every row. If you think about it, if I say customer, right? If I say customer IDs, let's say if I say customer ID and country, yeah, it's giving me every row. Correct. It's giving me every row. It is basically giving me all customer IDs and all countries. Of course, one country can have multiple customers. One country can have, like Mexico, for example, has 3 customers here, and I'm sure it has more later on. Yeah, see, Mexico is here. It returns the entire table, but it's not showing you the entire table. It's just showing you the country. That's why it's coming multiple times, right? So now, let's say you want to get a unique list of country. Yeah, customer for Mexico is more than one. That's why it's coming multiple times. Correct. Let's say I don't want it multiple times. I want it only once. So what I'll do is select. Yeah, I'll come to when to use unique as well. I'll come to when to use unique versus distinct. Okay, select distinct country from customers. Now see, everything is coming only once. So we have removed all the duplicates. We have removed all the duplicates. Okay, select distinct country from customers. We have removed all the duplicates, which means that all values will come only once. We have removed all the duplicates. Okay. Now someone asked on the chat, what's the difference between distinct and unique? Uh, Distinct is a keyword that you use in select statement to remove duplicates. I think what we saw right now. Whereas unique, right? I think unique is not a part of the syllabus for like this boot camp. But I'll still tell you. Unique is a constraint, like primary key or any other constraint. Unique is a constraint. So let's say you define a table. For example, let me go to yesterday's file here where we defined a table, right? Let's say here, for example. Let's say I define, for example, roll number. Roll number is unique. Roll number is unique. Unique is a keyword, so it turned blue. What unique means is that when you are trying to enter values into the table, yeah, primary key, correct. Someone said primary key. When you're trying to enter values into the table, it will not accept duplicate values. It will not even let you put duplicate values inside the table. Yeah, primary key. Basically, primary key is something that is unique and not null, which means that that value is the unique identifier, like roll number. Like roll number, no two students can have the same roll number, right? No two students logically can have the same roll number. So it'll allow you to put roll number, one value of roll number only once. If you put just unique, Shrija, yes, it will allow null value. But if you, let's say, define it as primary key, see, I'm not explained primary key, so didn't want to go into detail because someone who doesn't know what is primary key will not know. But if you call it primary key, it will not take, it'll basically make this distinct and not null. Then it will not even allow you null. Okay. Okay. So this is distinct country. Yeah, this query will be shared, guys. All the queries that I'm writing in the session, all of it will be shared with you. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Next thing, do you guys know how to add a new column using a condition? let's say, for example, select staff from country, customers, right? Let's say I want to categorize age. Let's say I want to make age 18 to 40 in one group, age 40 to 60 in one group, higher than 60 in one group. No, not group by, not group by. There's something called case when. I don't know if you, I think, of course, if you're beginners, you wouldn't have heard of this. Let's try. Okay, let's try this case when. The queries will be shared with you by the team, guys, in the link that has been shared with you already. All the files will be uploaded there. Okay. Okay. Group by we'll explain tomorrow. So let's not deviate from the topic. I'll explain group by tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Select star from customers. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press an enter here. Okay. I'm just going to put from below. Okay. Now let's see this. Let me just sort this and see. 18. Okay. Okay. I'm going to write something. I'll explain what I'm writing in a bit. Okay. Case when age greater than equal to 18 and age less than 40, then group 1. Okay. Let me write the entire query and then I'll explain what it does. Okay. When age greater than 40 and age, we are going into slightly more intermediate topics, not very basic now. Okay. Not very simple. And age greater than equal to 40 and age less than 60, then group 2, else group 3. Then I'm going to say end as age groups. Okay. Okay, let me explain what I did. First, let's see the output and then I'll explain what I did. Okay. So what I've basically done is I've created buckets or bins or categories. Okay, buckets, bins, categories, whatever you want to put it, segments, like different names. What I've done is I've said if age is greater than equal to 18, if age is greater than equal to 18 and age is less than 40, meaning somewhere in between 18 and 40, 18 included but not including 40. Then I want to categorize them, excuse me, then I want to categorize them as group 1. If they are between 40 and 60, then I want to categorize them as group 2. Else, for all other conditions, I want to categorize them as group 3. See if it's working fine the way we want it to. Age is 50. 50 is between what? 18 and 40 or 40 and 60? It's between 40 and 60, right? So it's in group 2. So it's saying group 2. Similarly, 29 is between 18 and 40. So it's saying group 1, right? Else group 3, meaning else anything else above 60 is group 3. So above 60 is group 3. 60, 67, all of these are in group 3. So what you've done is you've created categories. You've created categories on your data. It's very useful to do some analysis where you want to group all the customers together. It's not group by, guys. Just to be clear, this is not group by. This is called case when. You can think of it as if else. Case when. Matlab kya? If this is true, then do this. If this is not true, then check for this. Now, if this is true, then do this. If none of this is true, then do this. Else, do this. That is what case when means. Okay, that is what? Yeah, if else. Exactly. You can think of it as if else. Okay. Yeah, conditional statements. Conditional statements. Correct. What if you want all in order to get first group 1 details next? Sorry, I don't understand. Anusha, can you elaborate a bit more? Both cases cannot be valid, right? I've made sure. So one question is, what will happen if both cases are valid? It cannot be. See, if age is greater than 18 and age is less than 40, yeah, it's like switch. Like if you use Power BI, it's like switch. Age greater than equal to 18 and age less than 40. Now, if it's 40, where will it go? Will it go group 2, group 1, 40? 40 will go in group 1 or group 2? 2, correct. Group 2. Why? Because I've said greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to 40, which means 40 will go here. So there is no, you have to write a case when statement to make sure that it cannot fall in two groups. If you don't write, if you write it like this, for example, let's say you write it like this, you forgot, and you said less than equal to 40 and greater than equal to 40, then it'll put it in group 1. Wherever it finds it first, it'll put it. Then it'll not check for this. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Is that comma necessary? Yes, the comma is necessary. This comma is necessary because you are creating a new column. You're creating a new column. You also have to end it. You also have to end it. Right here, you have ended the case when statement and you are giving it a new name called age groups. This is a name that I have given. This is a name that I have given. Okay. Sir, one more time, distinct. Okay, distinct just basically removes duplicates. Removes duplicates. Okay, all the countries which are duplicated, if I say select distinct country, it will just remove the duplicates. Select country from distinct customers is not valid. You have to follow this syntax. You have to say select distinct country from customers. You can't say select country from distinct customers. Not valid. Can you filter for group 1 data? Yes, you can filter for group 1 data, but you'll have to use a subquery for this. So I'll explain it tomorrow, subquery. You can filter only for group 1 data. Or if you don't want to create a group, you can just say where age is greater than equal to 18 and age less than equal to 40. That will directly filter. You don't need to categorize them. This is just to create a new column. Note that case when does not filter. It did not filter anything, right? The number of rows is the same as the original table. We are just creating a new column. Short key to run the query, yes, you can use Control Enter. Control Enter also works. I usually, I'm a more of a mouse person, not a keyboard person, so I select this. Okay, let's move on. Cool. Let's move on to insert statement. Insert statement. We had created a table called student. We had created a table called student yesterday. Okay. It didn't have any values. If you remember, yesterday ka table, student table. This primary key was not there. This I did today. It was something like this: roll number, S name, age, and course. Roll number, S name, age, and course. So let's say I want to put some data in this. So what I'll say is insert into student values. Okay. Let me just copy this here so we can follow. Okay. Let me close this for now. This below. Okay. What is the first column? Roll number. First column is roll number. So let's say we are putting 1. Then let's say, I don't know, Pooja, some name, right? Student name is Pooja. Then we'll say age. Age is, let's say, 26. Course is, let's say, MySQL. Okay. So this is how you insert some values into the table. You say insert into student, the word values, and you follow the order in which you have defined the columns. You follow the order in which you have defined the column. So if roll number is defined first, you have to put roll number here. Second is S name, so you have to give the name here. Third is age, so you have to give the age here. And fourth is course, so you have to put the course here. Yeah, can we add multiple rows in single command? Yes, you can. Let me show you how. First, let me run this. Let me run this. Okay, let's just check if it got ran. Yeah, it ran properly. Let's see the table. Select star from student. So we should have Pooja's details now in the table. It's there, right? 1 Pooja, 26 MySQL. So it got inserted. You have inserted. If you want to enter multiple values, what you can do is something like this. Instead of the semicolon, just give a comma here and just put to Ajay, who's maybe 23 and is doing Python, right? So you can basically comma separate it and keep giving on additional values and it'll get imported into the table. Okay. Okay, what if I run this again? What will happen if I run this again? What will happen? Will Pooja go in the table again or it will not go? Error. Okay. Yes, double quotes are mandatory because they are character values. Okay, let's try running this again. No error. No error because we have actually not told MySQL that it is a primary key. If we have unique as a keyword, it will not go. Yes, Gunjan, you're right. If we have unique as as the keyword, it will not go. But because we didn't specify it, I didn't really run it with the primary key constraint, right? So it will go. As many times as you put, it will go. Of course, this is not correct because you don't want such a thing to happen. You don't want duplicate data in your table. So usually people put that constraint of unique or primary key. Primary key is nothing but making sure that the 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 column of importance, the column that identifies your table, has only unique values, not duplicate values. Okay. Insert query, don't we need to mention column name? No, it is not necessary. It is not compulsory to mention the column name. It will by default follow the order. It will follow the order. Okay. Okay. What else? Yeah. Okay, let's move on. We also have to cover joins, guys, today. I'm just slightly making sure. I want to make sure that we cover joins in good detail because that's a very important topic. Okay. Let's say I want to update some data. Let's say Pooja, right? We have Pooja here. Let's say instead of MySQL, you want to make it, I don't know, something else, Excel, for example. So what I'll do is update student set the keyword set course equal to, so we have course, right? This is the course here. This is the column name. Course equal to, let's say Excel. Now, how will it know that we have to do it only for Pooja? We need to give it a where statement. Where 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 roll number where roll number equal to 1, right? Roll number equal to 1. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, it ran successfully. Let's see the table now. So instead of MySQL, we got Excel now. Yogesh, difference between single quote and double quotes? No difference. You can also use double quotes here. It's fine. This is also acceptable. This is also acceptable. Can we add or insert data in two tables at one time? Why would you want to do that? Uh, I mean, possibly yes, but it's not very common. It's not very common. You can just write this same statement for two different tables. You can. Theoretically, yes, you can, but I mean, not really advisable. But it's the same thing, right? The same thing. Okay. Okay, cool. Just one thing to note, guys. By default, MySQL will not allow you to do updates and deletes, right? Uh, by default, it won't let you update or delete your data. You need to put this SQL safe updates equal to 0, or there is one more option. There's one more option. For me in Mac, it's here in settings. For you in Windows, it will be under edit and preferences. Edit and preferences. For me, it's in settings. You just need to go here in SQL editor. There is an option called safe updates. Safe updates rejects updates and deletes with no restriction, right? Make sure this check mark is off. By default, you'll have it on. By default, it'll look like this. Make sure it is off. Otherwise, it won't let you update or delete things. Okay. Auto increment. Okay, auto increment is basically if you want to, let's say you have a roll number here, right? You have a roll number here. You can just say primary key auto increment, something like this, right? So even if you don't enter the roll number, by default, it'll keep on adding 1. It'll keep on adding 1. Yeah, default. It'll take default. Like if your row above is 1, it will create 2. Then it'll create 3. Then it'll create 4. Yeah, I'll repeat what I said here. What I said was by default, MySQL does not let you update or delete. Okay, for that you have to make one change. For me, it is in settings under MySQL Workbench. For you, it will be under edit and preferences. I don't have preferences, but for you, it will be in edit and preferences on Windows. Whoever is using Windows, for anyone using Mac, it will be same in settings. Here, you need to click on SQL Editor. SQL Editor here. If you scroll down, there's this option called Safe Updates. Safe Updates. Okay. This Safe Updates will be on by default. By default, it'll look like this. It will have a check mark, which means that it will reject update and delete. It will not let you do it. It will throw an error. So for you to be able to do update or delete, you need to make sure this is off. make sure this is off and restart MySQL Workbench so that it saves this option. Okay. And then you'll be able to update or delete. Okay. How did you fetch the customer table that we are using? It's a part of the query that I've shared yesterday. This table, it's there. If you run this code that has been shared with you, just run it. You will get the same customer table. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to, can we remove primary key without removing auto increment? Can we remove primary key without removing auto increment? No, I think primary key and auto increment go together. You need to have it as a primary key for it to work as auto increment. Yeah, so you need to do both. Okay, let's move on. Delete. Delete. Let's say I want to delete Pooja from this. I will say delete from student. Delete from student where roll number equal to 1. Delete from student where roll number equal to 1. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, it ran successfully. Let's see student. Only Ajay is there. Only Ajay is there. Okay, what is the difference between drop and delete? Drop deletes the entire table. If I say, so I was coming to that next, dropping a table. If I say drop table student, if I run this, my entire table student will get deleted. Whereas delete, what delete does is it deletes rows. It deletes rows, right? Delete statement deletes rows. It does not delete the entire table. Whereas drop will drop or delete the entire table. That's the difference between the two, drop and delete. Yeah, you can also drop database, entire database. Like if you want to say drop, let's say I want to delete this SQL data. I can just say drop database SQL data. So it'll delete the entire thing. If you want to drop the table without writing code, that is also possible. You have to just right click on this and say, wait here. You have to right click on this and say drop table. It'll drop it for you. It'll drop it for you. Yeah, you can also drop columns. You can drop columns using the word alter. We won't be going over alter in these sessions because I think we have only 4.5 hours. So we wanted to focus on the most important topics that are useful for like jobs, right? So we won't be going over those commands. But there is a word called alter. You can drop the column using that. It's a DDL command. Difference between delete and truncate. Okay. Truncate empties the entire table. Truncate empties the entire table. Let me do this. Truncate table student. Okay. Truncate table student. What happens now? Let me do select star from student. Table is empty. Table is now empty, right? Truncate empties the entire table but does not delete the entire table. The student table still exists. I can see it here, but the contents of the table have been dropped. Correct. Drop is used for structure of the table or entire table, whereas delete is used to delete the values of the table or rows of the table. And truncate deletes the, no, I wouldn't say truncate deletes the structure. I would say truncate empties the table. The structure of the table is still there. So if I use the word describe, right, just to see my details of the table, describe student, that is still intact, right? The structure of the table is intact, but there is nothing inside the table. It has deleted. Okay. Cool. Yeah, let's move on. Just so we make sure that we cover joins, guys. Let's move on. I think the stuff that is coming now in the last 40 minutes or so is very, very important. Very, very important from interview perspective, from anything that you do in SQL. It's very important. Yes, DDL, DML are somewhat important. I think it's good to know them, but in interviews you will not be asked. Mostly you will not be asked about DDL and DML, right? If you unless you're going for like data engineering or something like that. But if you're going for data analytics, business analytics, DDL, DML, because usually what happens in the industry is that you don't have access to change the details of the table. Like you can't really drop a table. When you go to a company and work in a company, they will not let you delete rows from a table, add more rows to the table because that is a risk, right? If someone makes a mistake and you drop the data, it's not really something that you can get it back very easily. Yeah, rollback and all is there, but you can't really get it back very easily, right? So that's why it's important to make sure that you understand detailed ML, yes, but focus more on the topics that are more important, right? Like joins, aggregate functions, subqueries, all of those are more important topics. So I want to shift gears and go into joins. And I have designed some examples also so that you understand joins a bit more, right? In detail. I want to make sure I spend enough time and everyone understands joins because that is going to be asked in your interviews. Okay, cool. Let's move on. And if there are like more questions on this, of course, last 10 minutes, I'll try to cover any questions that I've not answered so far because I'm getting like so many questions. It's really hard to answer everything, right? Okay. Okay, now focus, guys. We are going into actual data. This data is something that I already have here. I will upload the CSV files of these and I'll also tell you how to import this data later on. For now, let's focus on the data itself. Okay, let me change the database. I have created a new database called LU day 2. So it's day 2 today. So it's LU day 2. And I've already loaded a few tables here because I didn't want to waste time in inserting and all of that because you already know how to do that, right? I'll make sure the CSVs of these are uploaded to the drive so you can also play around with the same data. Okay, cool. Now let's focus. Let's focus on the data. Okay, let me just hide this so you can see the data clearly. Select star from customers. This customer's data is a bit different from the other one. It has a few different columns. So work with me here. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Just put in your answers. Okay. What do you think is the primary key of this table? Primary key meaning unique column. Unique column of this table. Any guesses? Customer ID. Yeah, customer ID. Okay. Customer ID. Perfect. Okay. Customer ID. Can I say one row is one customer here? Can I say one row is one customer? No, it's not income. It's not income. It's customer ID. Yeah, one row is one customer. The reason why income is not a primary key is because it might look unique, but of course, two people can have the same salary, right? It is possible. It is possible. So income cannot be the primary key. Customer ID is the primary key, and one row is one customer. Okay, one row is one customer here. So you have customer ID, customer name, country, and income. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at orders. What do you think is the primary key here? Orders table, primary key, order ID. Yeah, order ID. Okay. Again, one row is one order, right? One row is one order. Okay, order ID. Perfect. So you have the order ID, customer ID, and order date. Any relationship between customers and orders? Any common column that you saw? Yes, customer ID, correct. See, customer ID is here in orders table also. Customer ID is here in customers table also. See, customer ID here, customer ID here, second column, right? I'll come to one to many, many to one. What is it? So I don't want to use those terms because I want to explain from scratch. Okay. Now tell me this. Can customer ID repeat in this table? Can customer ID repeat in the orders table? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Why will it repeat? Logically, why does it repeat? Why does it repeat? Why will customer ID repeat in the orders table? A customer can buy more than one order. You are a customer of Amazon or Flipkart or whatever website that you use, right? Is it always the case that you only place one order? No, of course not, right? You will place more than one order. You will place 5 orders, 10 orders, 100 orders, whatever. Same customer, same customer. Yeah, foreign key. Again, like I don't want to use the terminology. I want to explain a concept from scratch so that people who don't know the word foreign key, right, will still understand, right? So one customer can place multiple orders. One customer can place multiple orders, right? Yeah, one to many. This is a one to many relationship. Okay. Okay, let's take the third table. Let's take the third table. Order details. Order details. First of all, what do you think this table represents? Like in very simple English terms, like what is this doing? What is this telling you? Order details. Think of it from common sense perspective. Forget data, forget SQL. What is it telling you? Order date of a product. Purchase details. Yeah, purchase details. Yeah, that's a good one. Purchase details. What this is telling you is that one order ID. One order ID. See, order ID is repeating here. In this table, order ID is repeating, right? Order ID is repeating here. It is not a primary key here. It was a primary key of orders table, but it is no longer a primary key of order details table. What this is telling you is that in this order, in this 50506 order ID, there were four products ordered. There were four products ordered in this order, product ID. Yeah. Maybe you ordered one t-shirt, you ordered one pen, something like that, right? Multiple items, multiple products in the same order. So within this order, you had four products and each of this product has this much quantity. So you maybe ordered whatever, five t-shirts, two pens, I don't know, one phone, whatever, something like that, right? So this is the example. If you think of it as an Amazon cart, in your cart, right? In your cart, it's not necessary that you'll only place one item or you'll only order one product at a time, right? You will order multiple products, right? Yeah, good question. What is the primary key? I'll come to that. So think of this as Amazon cart. The primary key here is actually, there is no primary key of one column. Product ID is also not the primary key. No, because why is it not a primary key? Product ID. Can anyone explain? Why is product ID not a primary key of this table? Yeah, let's say you correct. Yes, Prithviraj, you're right. Same product can be ordered by many. Yeah, correct. Okay, I'll explain this again. I think some of you have some confusion here. Many people can order the same thing. Correct, exactly. That's the reason. You have order ID, right? You have order ID. Okay, one order has four rows, which means that this order had four products. This order had four products. Now, product ID is not a primary key because let's say this product is a t-shirt, is a specific company ka t-shirt. Let's say I don't know, Nike t-shirt, for example, right? I can order that Nike t-shirt, you can order the Nike t-shirt, and 100 other people can order Nike t-shirt, right? So product ID will repeat, right? For everyone who orders that Nike t-shirt, this product ID will keep on repeating, so it cannot be the primary key. The primary key ideally of this table will be a combination of order ID and product ID. That will be the primary key. Like you can like combine these two into one column and that will be defined as the primary key because the same order will have that product only once, right? So that will be the primary key. You'll have to kind of like append these two together to create one column, which will be the primary key. A table can have only one primary key. So that is a constraint. So you'll have to create one primary key. Right now, I've not defined primary key here because I wanted to explain the concept. But yeah. Yeah, you can use concat. Correct. You can use concat to combine these two and create a primary key out of this. Okay. Okay. How is order details table related to any of the other tables? Order ID. Which table? Order ID from which table? Orders table. Correct. Orders table. So you have order details here, which has order ID, and you have orders table, which also has the order ID, right? So those two are related. Okay. Now, let's try to make a join. Let's try to make a join. Okay. First, I'm going to try to join customers and orders table. Okay, customers and orders table. Let me write it down. Acha, what is the common column between customers and orders table? CID, customer ID. Correct. Orders table has customer ID. Orders table has customer ID. Customers table also has customer ID. Right? Both of these tables have customer ID. Okay, so we know that there is some relationship. Let's try to join these two tables. What does the word join mean to you? What does the word join mean? Combining, correct. Combining. Combining data from two or more tables. Combining data from two or more tables. It could be more tables also. It doesn't have to be only two tables. Right? We want to combine these two data sets together. Usually, all your data will be stored in different places, right? Yeah, to merge. You can call it to merge. All the data will be stored in different tables. You won't have all the data in one table, and that's the point of SQL. And that will be like 60% of your job as a data analyst, to combine all of your data into one place. Subquery I'll get to later on, guys. Again, not want to deviate. Okay, let's say select star from customers. Okay, I'm going to use the word join. Okay, use the word join. We are joining customers and orders. We are joining customers and orders. Okay. On. Yeah, multiple also I'll come to. Multiple also I'll come to. Next example will be multiple tables. Select star from customers. Join orders. On which column are we joining? Which column are we joining again? What's the connection between the two? CID. Yeah, customer ID. Okay. So now customer ID is present in both the tables, right? Customer ID is present in both the tables. So the way to write this syntax, the way to write this is customers, and I'll also tell you a shortcut later on. First, let me write it the longer way, then I'll tell you a shortcut. Customers dot customer ID equal to orders dot customer ID. Okay, now what does this mean? Right? What does this mean? Minimize this. Yeah. What this means is that I am joining two tables, customers and orders. I'm joining customers and orders on the basis of the column customer ID. So I'm telling MySQL that join these two tables on the basis of customer ID using this, right? Customers ka customer ID should be equal to orders ka customer ID. Customer ID column from the customers table should be equal to customer ID column from the orders table, because that's the common column, right? Both the values have to be equal for you to join. Okay, let's try running this. Let's try running this. Did it join? Yeah, you can use as here. I'll come to that. That's the shortcut I was talking about. First, let's understand what happened. You got customer ID, you got customer name, you got country, and you got income. All these columns are from the customer table. If you don't remember, see this customers table. There are 4 columns here. All right. So those 4 columns came from the customer table. Whereas order ID, customer ID, and order date, they came from order table. So now you have a combination of both the tables together on the basis of customer ID. Clear? Okay, now let me show you the shortcut. The shortcut is the actual preferred way of writing a join. What you are going to say? Yeah, Jyoti, you're right. Name as C and O. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Select star from customers. I am going to give this a temporary name, a short form, right? Called C. And orders, I'm going to give a short form called O. And then I'm going to say C dot customer ID equal to O dot customer ID. Now what I just did was I gave customers table a temporary name, a short name, right? Like you have a pet name, right? Your parents might be calling you with a pet name, different from your original name, which is probably a shorter name than your name, right? Same way, yeah, it's like a nickname. Same way, you can give it a smaller name, and then you can reference this table. You can reference this table using the short form anywhere in the query. You can do it anywhere in the query. Yeah, alias. You can call it alias again. You can also write it as C. This is also correct, but it's not needed. It's not a part of the syntax, not a compulsory thing. You can write it like this. Okay. So this is what we did. Okay, we joined two tables. We joined two tables. Okay. Now let's come to left join versus inner join. Okay, left join, yeah, I'm just coming to that. Yes, this is an inner join. Uh, First of all, let me explain what a left join is and what an inner join is. Okay, first I'll explain what is an inner join. Inner join is a join. Just pay attention on this statement, very important statement. Inner join is a join that gives you the common values between the two tables. all the common values between the two tables, right? Inner join. Inner join gives you all the common values between the two tables. What it means is here in this example, for you to get the result, the customer ID has to be present, or rather the value of that customer ID has to be present in customers table also and orders table also. For example, let's take a look at the result. This 207, customer ID 207, okay, customer ID 207 is present in customers table, and he has also placed some orders. So he is also present in the orders table. So he is present in customer table also and in order table also. Inner join will give you the result only when that value is present in both the tables. Correct. In short, it returns the intersection of the dataset. Yes, Aditya, you're right. In short, it returns the intersection of the dataset. Intersection meaning what? Common values. Values between the dataset. Common data. Correct. Common data between the two. Okay, that is the way you understand inner join. The value has to be present in both the tables for you to get the result. Okay. Now let's do a left join. Only common values, correct. Only common values. Yeah, you are right. Only common values. If you don't write any join here, meaning inner, left, right, by default, it assumes it to be inner join. Okay, if I just write the word join here, it by default means I'm doing an inner join, which is only common values. I can also write the word inner here. It's the same thing. It will work. It's the same result. But no need to write if you want to do an inner join. Okay. Now I am going to do left join. Okay. Now I'm going to do left join. First of all, what is a left table? What is a right table? The table that comes before the word join. The table that comes before the word join. This is your left table. And by default, this is your right table, right? You have specified this table before the word join. This is your left table. Orders table is on the right of join. So this is your right table. Okay. Now listen carefully. Left join will give you the results of, yes, up to income is left, correct. Yes, once again, okay. The table that is before your join keyword, like this is your join keyword, right? This is your join keyword. The table to the left of that or before that is your left table, which means customers is your left table. The table that is after joins is your right table. So orders is your right table. Just remember this left and right. I'll come to like what we are doing in a bit. What left join does is that it will give you all the values in the left table, which is the customers table, irrespective of whether it found a match in the right table or not. It will give me all values in the customers table, even if that customer ID is not present in the orders table. That is what it means. Correct. In left join, it will return leftmost data set value, which means all customers. It will give me all customers, even though it didn't find a match in orders table. Let me run this, you'll understand it a bit better. Only from left table. Yeah, only from left table. Okay, let's see this. There are a few values, right? All the customers you're getting their order details also. Let me scroll down. There'll be something where this is null. Can anyone guess why this null is coming? Why this null is coming? Any guesses? Why is there a null here in left join? Not in orders. Yes, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so many answers. Very good, very good. Okay. Why this is null is because you have the customer in the customers table. This Michael Johnson guy, customer ID 251, is present in the customers table because he's a customer, right? He's there in the customers table. But that guy is not present in the orders table. That guy is not present in the orders table, which means that he has not placed any order. Maybe he just signed up. He just signed up and he has not placed any order. That's why there is no information in the orders table. But since we did a left join, we are getting all the customers. Whether they placed the order or did not place the order doesn't matter. We are getting all customers. That's why we get this. Now question for you. Will Michael Johnson come up if I do this? Will Michael Johnson come up if I do an inner join? No, 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 no. Perfect. Yes, he will not come up. Let's try. See, no Michael Johnson. Why? Because Michael Johnson is not present in the orders table. That guy has not placed any orders. What is the concept of inner join? He has to be present in customers table also and in orders table also. But because he has not placed any orders, he is not present in the orders table. So inner join will just exclude him. But left join will give you all customers. Right? So that is the concept of left and inner join. See, right join is also kind of the same as left join, because if you just invert the tables, it becomes a right join, but no one really uses the right join in the industry, right? Because left join does the same thing. It's more easy to understand, right? Left join is more intuitive to understand. So I'm not explaining right join, but it's the same thing. If you just put orders here and customers there, it'll become a right join. So it's the same thing as that. Okay, got it? Okay. Now let's say instead of star, instead of, yeah, correct. If you want to interpret right, it's the same thing. All data from right, irrespective of whether it is present in the left table or not present. Okay. Okay. Now instead of star, let me do this. Let me pick a few columns. For example, I want customer ID. I want customer name. I want, let's say, order ID. Order ID and order date. Okay. I want these columns. Okay, let's try to run this. Let's try to run this. Instead of star, I want a few columns. I don't want all columns. Okay, I don't want income and all of that. So let me run this. Something went wrong. See, it gave us an error here. Column customer ID in field list is ambiguous. Column customer ID in field list is ambiguous. Does anyone know the meaning of the word ambiguous? What does ambiguous mean? It's saying something, right? It gave an error. Confusion. Yeah. Perfect. Confusion. Not clear. Confusion. Correct. Ambiguous means confusion. Anyone guess why it's confused regarding customer ID? Basically, it's saying I'm confused. I don't know what to do with customer ID. You have mentioned customer ID here. Exactly. Same name. Yes. Perfect. Same name. Customer ID, if you think about it, is present in both tables, customers table as well as orders table. Correct. It's in both tables. Yes, Gunjan, Namokar, you're right. Customer ID is present in both tables, right? So it is confused. Where should I get the customer ID from? Should I get it from customers table or orders table? I don't know. That's what it's telling you. So to get around this, yes, Amit, you're right. Customer ID is in both tables. Yes. Yes, you're right. Codex. You're right. C dot customer ID needs to be used. You have to specify from which table you want it. Okay. You have to specify from which table you want it. So I'm going to say I want it from customers table. You can also say from O dot. Like you can also say O dot. It will work. So I'm going to say C dot customer ID. So now it's working. See, now no error. Now it knows, ki, acha, I want customer ID from customers table. So we have specified, we have cleared its confusion that I want it from the customers table. Okay. So that is that. Okay. Let me ask you this. If I want all customers, which join should I use? Left join, inner join? Left join. Yeah, left join. Correct. No, not inner. Akshat, not inner. Left join. Inner will give me only customers who have placed an order. Inner will give me only customers who have placed an order, right? So if I want all customers, I have to use a left join. If I want only customers who have placed an order, I need to use inner join, right? So many people ask me, what is the best way to know which join to use, right? There is no magic formula. Unfortunately, there's no magic formula. I can tell you that in such cases use left join, in such cases use inner join. It just depends on the question. If I care about the customers, all customers, then I have to use left join. Let's say I just want only customers who have placed an order, I will use inner join. Okay. Okay, let's do like one example. I want you guys to tell me the code for this. I have one question here. Customer names were placed in order after 1st July 2023. You tell me the code, I'll write it. Of course, tell me in parts, I'll write it in parts. Yeah, multiple data sets. I'm coming to that. I don't want to confuse people. Let me do one example, then I'll come to multiple. We might not have time for it today. If not, we'll do it tomorrow. But I'll cover multiple tables also. Okay, date greater than 1st July. Okay. Acha, first of all, do we need to join here or no need to join here? You have to first decide, right, whether to join or not. Yes. Okay. Yes. People are saying yes. Okay. Select order date. Okay. Yes, we have to join. Okay. Someone is saying no need. Okay. I'll show you both the tables now. I'll show you both the tables. Customers table. So you have the customer name and customer ID, and you have the orders table. You have the order ID, right? Read the question. I want the customer names who have placed an order after 1st July, right? So I do have data that I need in both the tables. Customer data is present in customers table. Order data is present in orders table. So I have to use join. I can't do it without a join, right? So I'll just copy paste the join syntax from top. Okay. What should I add here? What should I add here? Something. Where? Correct. Where? Yes. Where? Order date greater than. Correct. Yeah, Gunjan, you're right. Just that the order date format has to be the same as what SQL expects you to. So it's YYYY, MM, and DD format. Okay, YYYY, MM, and DD format. Okay, so this is the right way. Check. Yeah. So you got all the list of customers. Achha, why is this customer coming twice? Yeah, date pattern. It's just a way you have to write the date. It has to be YYYY, MMDD. Just the way it expects you to write the date. Different date. Okay, why is there a different order date here for Michael Diaz? Yes, double quotes are compulsory for dates. Yes. Order ready. Yeah, perfect. This guy has placed 2 orders after July 1st. So that's why he's coming twice. That's why he's coming twice. Okay, understood. Multiple purchase. Correct, Prithviraj. Correct. Multiple purchase. So that's why he's coming twice. So this is how you solve a problem. Acha, which join is the best? Left join or inner join here? Yeah, that was my next question. Do I need a left join here? No. Why not? Yeah, you guys are right. I don't need a left join. Why? Inner is correct. Inner is correct. Yeah. Why not a left join? You can use distinct for the question. Yes. Customer name with orders only. Yeah, perfect. See, when I do a left join, what extra do I get? I get all customers, irrespective of whether they've placed an order or not placed an order, I will get it. But I don't care about those customers, right? I just need the customers who have placed an order. So left join make whatever extra I get, I don't really need it. Correct. We have only customer who ordered. We need customers who have ordered. Correct. Only after a particular date. You can also do something like this. If you want the customer only once, you can say distinct, but you'll have to remove the order ID and order date. Only then it will do distinct. Otherwise, it will not. This is not a duplicate row if order date is present. Right. So if I remove this, I will get the distinct values. See, Michael Diaz now is coming only once, not twice. So you can remove and just get a list of customer names. That's also possible. Okay. Please explain once again about left inner join. Okay, so left join gives you all the data that is present in the left table, even if it doesn't match in the right table, right? So if I do a left join here, I will get all the customers. I will get all customers. Let me not run the where clause. I'll just run this much. Let me get the order ID and order date, right? Oops, sorry. Sec. Let me remove distinct as well. In left join, you get all the customers who are there, right? Irrespective of whether they placed an order. See here, you're getting this Michael Johnson guy who has not placed an order. Order ID is null, order it is null, right? You still get that in left join, right? 251. Remember this number 251. This guy is coming in left join. Now let me remove this and do an inner join. Right. See, 251 has disappeared. 251 has disappeared, right? Because that guy has not placed an order. So inner join will give you only those customers who have placed an order. Logically thinking, they are there in customers table also, orders table also. Where data is not present, we will generate null. Correct, Namokar, you're right. Where data is not present, it will just give you null values if you do a left join. Okay. Yeah, how to do, okay. So that was actually my next question. How to get customers who did not place an order. Let's do that. Let's do that and then I'll stop the lecture and then we'll do questions at the end. Right? Yeah, inner join is default. You don't need to mention it. I just mention it so that people understand. You don't need to mention it. You can skip it. Okay, let's do this last question. Last question and then we'll stop. Get the customers who have not placed an order. How will you do that? Yeah, Gunjan, your answer is correct. Yeah, perfect. Okay, for those of you who don't know how to do this, let me do this. Let me just copy the syntax. Okay, first of all, do we need to do left join or inner join? Left join or inner join? Left, 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 left. Yes, left. Correct, correct, correct. Yes, left. Okay, we need to do left join because left join will give me all customers. I do care about customers who have not placed an order. I do care about customers who have not placed an order. If I do an inner join, I'll lose all the customers who have not placed an order. I'll only get customers who have placed an order, right? So I need to do a left join. The only thing I need to write is, let me run this and you tell me what I should do. Okay, first tell me, do I need Michael Johnson in my output or not? Yes. Yes, I do need. Michael Johnson has not placed an order. Look at the question. I need the customers who have not placed an order, right? So I need guys like Michael Johnson. What is common between people like Michael Johnson? See, something is common. Yeah, null order ID. Correct, null order ID. So I'm just going to say where order ID is null. You can't write equal to null. It's just the way MySQL is. You have to say is null. So these guys have not placed any order. You got Michael Johnson and all the customers who have not placed an order. How much orders the customers have placed? That will come tomorrow. You have to use aggregate function. If you want to check how many orders a customer has placed, aggregate function, that will come tomorrow. Okay. We'll cover that as well. Tomorrow, aggregate functions and subqueries. I'm trying to cover everything that is important for your interviews, guys, and we have only like 4.5, 5 hours. So again, like SQL is a vast topic, right? So very, very difficult to cover every possible thing. But the design is such that we are covering the most important topics. Okay, so I'll stop for the content. Tell me questions. Last 7 minutes. Any questions you have about the session? I hope you found the session helpful, guys. You know, no, we will not cover normalizations. No, it's not a part of the syllabus. Great. Okay. What do you mean transactions? Flash. The flash. What do you mean by transactions? Guys, use this time to ask me like specific questions if you have. Lots of confusion, don't know data science, data analytics. Okay. So, data analytics is a career where you do analysis of what has happened in the past. Like something happened, you need to figure out, and you kind of come up with insights, right? Data science is a career. So I've done both in my career. I've been a data scientist also. I've been a data analyst also. Data science is a career where you kind of predict things, predictive modeling, statistical modeling. You need like mathematics skills. You need a lot of coding skills, right? So both careers are like good in their own way. It depends on what your strength is and your interests are. It really depends, right? How to separate year from order date? You can use the year function, year of order date, year and in bracket order date. You will get the year from there. DSA, sorry, I don't do DSA. I am on the data side. So roadmap. Okay. So I think if you want, I think I shared this yesterday. And data analytics roadmap, you have to be very good with Excel. And when I say Excel, you need to know pivot tables, index match, VLOOKUP, all of that stuff, right? So Excel is a must-have. Then learn either Power BI or Tableau. I think Power BI now is getting more popular than Tableau. It was the reverse when I was starting my career, but now Power BI I feel like is more important. So if you want to pick one, pick Power BI, and then SQL. I think follow this order: Excel, Power BI, and then SQL because it is an increasing order of difficulty. So Excel is the easiest, then Power BI, then SQL, and then Python. And then you can do Python. Python, I said, is not a must-have for data analytics, but it is a must-have, absolute must-have for data scientists. To become, okay, wait, so many questions. MySQL or something else. MySQL is fine. MySQL is fine. You know MySQL, you know everything else as well. To become data engineer, what to learn? Okay, so my knowledge on data engineering is a bit limited because I've been a data scientist and a data analyst, and I've managed teams of both, but not data engineering. But I would say Python is a must-have, SQL is a must-have for data engineering, and you need to have cloud skills, right? Because you kind of work with data that is stored on the cloud, so you need to know cloud skills. Commit rollback, we will not be covering. Those are TCL commands, not very widely used in the industry. So we will not be covering commit and rollback. Where to learn Power BI? Like, I don't know, like start with free resources and then move on to paid courses. Like first figure out how, if you're understanding or not. Bunch of resources available, I think, everywhere, right? So you can do that. Only SQL is enough for MySQL. MySQL is a type of SQL, right? So I think that question is not valid. You need to learn MySQL. MySQL is just a type of RDBMS that uses SQL. Uh, Commerce background does learning SQL. Yeah, SQL I think is one skill that is applicable on many in many different careers. That is one skill that you need in data engineering also, data analytics also, and data science also. Like most of the data scientists, probably like 40-50% of the time they'll do data cleaning in SQL and then they'll build their models. So SQL is, I would say, a must-have skill. Paid course, I don't have recommendations, guys, for cloud courses. Sorry. Uh, Data modeling in SQL. Yeah, I mean, you can learn data modeling. So we are here focusing on this is kind of data modeling only. You have to go one step behind this. Here we already have the tables. When you're doing data modeling, you have to figure out the right way to store data, like what columns at what granularity. So you can learn data modeling. Yes. BTech, CSE, AI, ML, BTech, I mean, it depends on the curriculum, yeah. I can't really comment. It's very hard to comment without seeing the curriculum. Uh, Normalization is a concept of table design. Basically, how do you design a table uh, that makes the most sense? It comes even before you start using a table. Where SQL is used most in what job role? Data analytics, business analytics, data science, everywhere SQL is used. When you want to analyze large data, right? When you have data that is less than like 30-40,000 rows, Excel usually is enough. But when like I personally have worked on data which is like 500 million rows, like humongous data, right? And that is possible with cloud and SQL together. So it's possible. How to become AI engineer? I feel like AI engineer is a combination between data engineering, data analytics, and some AI skills. I think it's an upcoming career. No one really knows what what the real skill sets required are. So it's evolving, I would say. But I think you need to know Python and SQL for sure, and then some prompts and all of that as well in AI. Most important topics. Okay, last two or three questions. We are just coming on time. Most important topics in SQL, I would say filtering, so where, like, between, all of that. Aggregate functions, what we'll cover tomorrow. Count, sum, min, max. Third, joins, absolute must have joins. Fourth, subqueries. And fifth, good to have window functions, pretty advanced topic, but entry level jobs sometimes don't really test on window functions, but it's a good to have skills. Okay. Uh, okay, I think, okay, thank you, thank you. I hope you liked the session. I think, again, like, if you have any questions, let's do it tomorrow now. For tomorrow, we will do, let me check the notes here. Tomorrow we will do aggregate functions, we will do subqueries, aggregate functions and subqueries. I hope to do some practice problems with you guys, so it helps in your interview. So I hope we have time. We'll do combination of join and subqueries or joins and aggregate function. Slightly more tough things, right? Simple things are like don't really get you a job. Tough things get you a job. So hopefully we'll do that tomorrow. I hope you like the session, and I love the questions and the interaction. I feel like I have confidence that you guys understood because I was getting a lot of good responses on the chat. I hope you took something out of the session, and see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be our last session. Last session tomorrow, aggregate functions and subqueries. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you.